and Justin Rest. Now that quartet last year set the NCAA record of 6:05.3, except for Ryan Held. He has been replaced by Coleman Stewart.
And this relay, without question, could win this. You said it, they have 3 returning swimmers, and you swap out Held for Stewart. That's a pretty good swap. There was some doubt going into this race whether Coleman Stewart would even swim the 800 free relay, because they could use him in all 5 relays. You are only allowed to swim 4 relays, but you got to keep an eye on 2 factors here. One, the team aspect. The second, the individual factor, and that's Dean Ferris from Harvard, who has the fastest time in the country, Rich, and could potentially break 1:30. He's been 30.8 already this season.
And of course, leading off the relay, he would be eligible for the NCAA and American record.
Oh!
129.5, 42.8.
Hey, going out. Holy smokes.
And that's under American record pace. Dean Ferris of Harvard, the 3rd fastest in history in this event. And I'm talking about the 200 free relay, and again, because he's leading it off, he's the 200 freestyle rather, he's leading it off, and so he's eligible.
And he's still under it. He's 7/10 of a second under Townley Haas's record. Now, Townley Haas came back like a banshee last year, so you know he's going to slip back a little bit, but he's got a lot of room to come back to not only breaking 1:30, but even breaking the record.
Record's 129.5, ending his first leg here.
He did it!
129.1. It is a new NCAA and American record in the 200 freestyle for Dean Ferris of Harvard, leading off the 800 freestyle relay.
Wow. Can we just stop the race right there? I mean,
that is a showstopper.
On.
129.1.
Unbelievable. I mean, he was close to breaking 129. I never thought in my lifetime some swimmer would go under 130, and now we're talking already under 129. That's how incredible this event has gotten over the last 4 years at this level.
Get this, Rowdy. Dean Ferris isn't even swimming the 200 free in this meet.
That's even crazier. He's not swimming the 200 free, he's swimming the 100 back the second day.
100 back, the 100 free, and the 50 free. It's remarkable.
I just don't know what to say to that. He must really feel good about his 100 back. Now, let's get back to the big picture here, because the big picture is the relay itself. Harvard is not going to win the relay. They'll come back. There's got some great swimmers to qualify. There were only, what, 15, 16, no, 20 teams that qualified in the 800 free relay, period. So it's great just to qualify, but they're going to come back. They're not going to win the relay. Most of these teams are going to end up even catching Harvard. The relay to look out for is up there. You can't miss it. That's NC State. At the halfway point, they're 3:02.8. Their record split was 3:02.4. That's pretty good. That's right on it.
Lazales and then Stewart. Now Jacob Molachek in the water for NC State.
I still think it's going to take, with the way this first heat's gone, it may take under 6:05 to win it. So they're just a tick off their record split. NC State is, and they've got 2 guys that are going in the same exact order as they went last year. Molachek and Rest. That's the order they went when they won and broke the record last year. So the familiarity is absolutely there.
Now Andreas Vizayos leading it off was about 9/10 slower than when he led off last year's record, and Coleman Stewart was about 6/10 slower than Ryan Held was last year.
Huge. That is no question. That's a huge factor. And when it comes to thinking about this last leg, then you know you've got a heat ahead of you. You cannot take any chances here. Keep the pedal to the metal, because you're racing the clock right now. You're not racing teams. You're going to beat Harvard. You've got to race the clock, and that is so hard to do in a race like this. One of the reasons why NC State won last year were they were right next to Texas. They were right next to Indiana. They had that racing going on, and they don't have it right now.
We're looking at NC State in lane number 2 as the anchor swimmer hits the water, Justin Ress. And Rowdy, I misspoke. Coleman Stewart was 4/10 faster than Ryan Held was last year.
Well,
they're under pace right now.
Yeah, 4:34.7. They're right on it. The record pace is 4:34.5. So they're right on the pace that they went last year, which is, if you're NC State, that's exactly what you're hoping for. Give this guy a chance. Give Justin Ress, who is arguably NC State's best swimmer. You know, you might get some arguments from other people, but I think at this level, at NCAA's, he's your MVP. So you're gonna go with your best swimmer, and hopefully he'll come through with a big-time swim. The record 6:05.31.
He's halfway through his leg. Justin Ress, lane 2, toward the top of your screen. He's in the white cap right there. NC State going to finish in first in this final. The question is, can they break their own NCAA record? That was set last year, 6:05.31. One more lap for Justin Ress, anchoring things for the Wolfpack.
He's right on it. I mean, he is right there, and you can see one of the reasons people will say, well, why are they in this earlier heat? Well, because at the ACC Championship, they did not rest all their guys. So they didn't put up a great time to get into the final heat. This is where the cards laid down for them, and now they've got to put good time. They're not going to break the record.
6:05.31 the record. It's 6:06.63 in heat number 2 for NC State. Will that stand up when we get to the fastest final?
Pretty good, and Harvard was pretty good. At second is 6:11. That's a pretty good time. That might hold up as a top 5 time, and that's because of their superstar swim, that first swim. Look at this. Would you look at this? Just watch and appreciate 1 minute 29 seconds, .1. All you can do is just sit back and appreciate that, because that is outstanding.
Dean Ferris, the fastest in history in the 200 free, leading off the 800 freestyle relay, and his Harvard Crimson end up second